Hey guys, this is Bankai reporting live from the Nexus, and today I'm bringing you more Hawken PvP. Today I just want to follow up with something that I mentioned in a previous video about, my approach to Hawken and basically, my whole outlook on the game and how that potentially impacted my experience on the game from a technical perspective, right, in terms of progress and performance and so on and so forth. Now, one of the reasons I even choose this as a topic is because if you know me on Hawken and you've tried to message me but we're not friends, you'll notice that you probably can't even message me because I turn my thing to private. And I never understood why some players did that until at a later point I started to realize how much hate mail I would get. No, if I was glitching and doing all types of craziness, then I could understand. But I mean, all you really have to do is whip these guys pretty bad with the recruit or the infiltrator or what have you, and they start sending you all kind of craziness. I had one weirdo try to voice chat with me just to cuss me out. It's pretty pathetic, guys. But anyway, I just want to talk about the different reasons why getting mad at someone for being good at something is just rubbish, right? So I'm just going to point out a few things, a few facts, as a matter of fact, and just to kind of put things into perspective, right? Now, I've been playing Hawken since December 2019, which isn't that long ago compared to OG players and so on. But consider this, right? In a year on Hawken, just a year, I put in, I believe, more than 500 hours in this game, right? Currently I'm at 600 plus hours, I believe, something like that. I don't have the information right in front of me. And consider that a good portion of these 600 plus hours has been dedicated to 1v1 practice with some of the best players who ever played this game, right? Where we talk about different game mechanics, practice for up to 15 minutes, sometimes over an hour. I've had sessions, practice sessions with Shacks where we would just use tow rockets for a whole deathmatch, right? Inamina as well. Easier, but to a lesser extent, So just consider that, right? That of my 600 plus hours, a good portion of that, I'm not going to pretend to know exactly how many of those 600 plus hours were exclusively, devoted to 1v1 sparring and exchanging ideas and so on and so forth. But the point is, consider that most guys play this game for team deathmatch, which is perfectly fine, and they simply just don't approach the game from that kind of perspective, which is fine. Like I said, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. As I mentioned in a previous video, I don't mention this stuff to say that there's anything wrong with being a quote-unquote casual player. What I think is a bit ridiculous is to judge a person who isn't casual for putting in the effort for putting in extra effort then to get a different type of result, right? A result that aligns with whatever you're trying to accomplish then. Some of the, people think of the game differently, they approach the game differently, right? I'm willing to bet that most players probably have never really been in a fight club or never really had a proper 1v1 session before. Some of these sessions go on for a really long time. Some of it goes on for a really long time, and when some players find themselves asking questions like, oh my god, how did he not die? How did he not this? How did he not that? Some people devote themselves to understanding the meta and understanding the strengths and the weaknesses within the meta. And a lot of those skills and a lot of that knowledge carries over into team deathmatch. Now, obviously, in team deathmatch, there are a lot more variables, especially matchmaking. I mean, let's just be honest here, guys. I mean, matchmaking is a fucking travesty, and a lot of the times it can render the skills that you develop useless because, you know, and not just matchmaking, but even playing against a good team can render certain individual skills that you developed, or I mean, not say individual skills, that's probably not the right way to say it. You get what I'm saying? Certain, let's say 1v1 skills then, that are kind of separate from team-based, team-oriented game modes, right? Those skills don't necessarily exactly carry over into team-based game modes, and a good team can crush a great player who maybe either isn't a strong team player or his team just happened to not be that great. So I'm not saying, you know, that these skills are the be all end all, but they are the most important skills in my opinion that someone should develop, because these skills can be flexible and they can definitely help in other situations as well. And these things set pilots apart. But anyway, this video is just about wrapped up, guys. Remember to like and to share and definitely hit subscribe, unless of course you're a waste man. That's right, guys, I don't make videos for waste man. Until next time, bang Kai out.
What we do here is go back.